Last time you watched me open 250 stamps for $5 from an eBay grab bag. Now I'm going to research a little bit more about them. But while I look into them a bit more, why don't I watch some Exploring Stamps YouTube channel?
Cancelled to orders, CTOs.
Wait, what was he just saying about CTOs?
CTOs, or cancelled to order stamps, are stamps that have deliberately been cancelled by the Postal Service and sold as used below face value. These will have very clear and perfect postmarks, and they may even have gum untouched on the back of the stamp. These can be traps, great-looking items that are sold as used. They're not truly postage stamps. They didn't actually make their way through the mail. Untouched pieces of paper with a perfect postmark, usually on the corner, and sometimes not even real.
So I guess I should have watched that episode of Exploring Stamps sooner. That explains why my bulk order was such a low price for all these used stamps and why they're in such good condition. That also explains why a bunch of them were curling. They still have gum on the back. I was also wondering why some of these didn't really seem relevant to anything. Why do stamps from Rwanda have Japanese art and from Burundi featuring space exploration? But some of them are pretty culturally relevant. Even though they're CTOs, I still really like these stamps from Rwanda featuring African hairstyles and headdresses. After finding out about CTOs, I had a bit of an existential crisis about my new stamp collection. I mean, are these even real stamps or not? Is this even a real stamp collection? If the only difference between a CTO and a real stamp is that one of them traveled through the mail, then what about mint never hinged or never used stamps? Are those less important stamps because they never went through the mail? No. Usually they're worth more, and the fact that they're in better condition gives them more merit. So then, if traveling through the mail in an envelope is what gives used stamps all their credit, can't I just mail these stamps on the back of an envelope, kind of like mail art or like a Cinderella, and then will that make the CTO have more value? But that's kind of silly too. I mean, look at all these stamps. Some of them have been used more than others. Why would you choose to have like a ripped up, used up stamp when instead you could have a lesser used one? So in that case, wouldn't CTOs be better than used stamps because their quality is better? I don't know. And then what about all these other stamps that came with the packet? They're new, never used, not postmarked, still have gum. I could still stick them on an envelope if I wanted to and mail it from that country, I guess. But looking online, I never find any evidence that these were actually used by those countries. They were obviously just issued for the purpose of collectors or for people who collect these kind of topical themes. Where do these stand in terms of, CTOs, real stamps, fake stamps, stamps that are worth collecting, stamps that aren't? Oh my gosh, I don't even know. I need to make a chart or something. Okay, so what is a postage stamp? The Oxford Dictionary gives a definition that says, a small adhesive paper of specified value issued by a postal authority that can be used to pay postage for a letter or parcel. Where do CTOs fit in compared to stamps that we collect otherwise? Small adhesive paper. That fits for a used stamp, CTO, a never used stamp, or even a Cinderella or postal seal. Of specified value. Yes, used stamps, CTOs, and never used stamps all have a postage rate on them. Cinderellas, however, do not. Issued by a postal authority. Yes, used stamps, CTOs, and never used stamps are issued by a postal authority. Again, Cinderellas, they're actually not. Usually they're just issued by a charity to raise money for other purposes. It can be used to pay postage. Well, a used stamp can't be used to pay postage because it already has. Neither can a CTO because it's been canceled before you could ever mail it. A mint stamp, yeah, I guess if you wanted you could stick it to a letter and still use it. Cinderella, no. Really, I don't know. CTOs and used stamps, they seem pretty similar to me. Used stamps, I mean, they can't be used to pay postage, but they have been used to pay postage. There's no one category that gets check marks all the way across the board. All of them have some X somewhere or other. A few other categories that I thought were important for stamp collecting are, and this is just for me, are they visually pleasing? Yeah. They all can get credit there. And then, can we learn anything from them? If the whole point of why you want to do a stamp collection is to learn more about the country or the time period or culture that issued them, yeah, I don't see why not. So really, I don't know. Are CTOs real stamps? Yes. but they're definitely different from a used stamp or a never used stamp. The other thing I wondered too is, are these stamps even known to collectors? Are there even places for these stamps in stamp albums? I went over to my dad's and the answer is yes. He actually pulled out this really old stamp album, which was, he said, his first album when he was a little kid, and showed me that there are indeed some spaces for stamps that look like my CTOs. Yeah, I know, the denomination's different, but we can see that clearly this set, even though it's a CTO, is recognized by stamp collecting books. So it's not as if I'm just collecting these random stickers that don't have a place in any album. So what's next? Am I mad that I got all these CTOs? Do you think I was scammed by buying this packet? I don't think so. I still had so much fun opening the packet, and the stamps I still think are beautiful, and I can still learn a lot from them. I admit I'm a novice. A few days ago I didn't even know what CTOs were, but I had fun at least learning about them, and I also learned about those other collectible stamps that also seem sketch, where they're mass produced by these countries, they're real stamps, they've been issued and never used, but never even go back to the country for the purpose of mailing. So I guess everyone has to just decide for themselves what kind of collection you want and what type of stuff you want to collect. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Bye!